Yes, guys, Rutherford High is one of 7 comprehensive support and improvement schools. That means the school is among the lowest performing 5%. Now this year, they intend to change that through their new master teacher program. And that's exactly what K9 Vice did. He worked alongside his handler until the end of his watch in April of 2022. Corporal Watson says his best friend is now at peace. I spoke with some of the seniors at the center, and they each described the amount of fun they have and the relationships that they've each built. Troy University's outreach program has allowed students to channel their creative sides by decorating t-shirts and pinning them to this clothesline so that students that pass through can freely engage and support today's event. The Depot Museum has a history dating back many years. It seems like the artifacts there are frozen in time. I spoke to the director of the museum, who says she's excited to bring some of the scenery from the past into the present. Red wine, white wine, from Cabernet to Champagne. The Smashed Wine Bar not only gains its notoriety by the unique aesthetic it has, it also offers customers a variety of different cocktails, including one that has hemp. Those beach eyes will not be limited to emergency jet skis and other lifeguards on the beach, but also hotels, motels, and local businesses will also receive this alert. Animal shelters are supposed to be a temporary home for animals looking for their forever home. Bay County Animal Control Division Manager Kathy Beatson says young adoption rates are high.
Like all of the kittens that we're looking at back here, they just got spayed and neutered yesterday. By Saturday, they'll all be adopted. We have a bunch of puppies right now. We have small dogs. They'll be adopted by Saturday, so they'll move really quick. And that helps us because then the ones that may take a little bit longer we have the ability to keep them until we can find the right home.
The shelter can hold more than 200 animals, but there's a problem.
We only have surgery a few days a week.
Beatson says they do everything they can to ensure that no animal has to be put down. Furry animals like Kenny here are just one of many in Bay County that need homes. Shelters in Bay County also are experiencing crowdedness. Here alone, there are over 140 animals who may have to be euthanized if no one comes to adopt them.
So we have to make sure that we have room for all of that so that we're not having to pull animals and put them down at the last minute.
Sometimes animals come in unexpectedly and staff members are left with their hands tied.
That's not animals we were planning on having to take, but we'll have to hold them longer than normal. So you always have things like that are part of animal control that you can't control.
Beatson's advice?
You really have to think about what you're getting into when you get an animal. There's costs associated with it, which means that you have to take on that responsibility.
The weather's beginning to warm up and people are headed out on the water. But before you leave the dock for a day in the sun, brush up on your boater safety skills.
First time everybody gets their boat out on the water, they don't check their boats. They really don't have any idea what's going on. They just want to get out on the water.
This week marks National Boater Safety Week, and the U.S. Coast Guard is working to educate the public about how they can avoid preventable accidents.
Well, a lot of people know that the Coast Guard does search and rescue. Some people know we do law enforcement, but what a lot of people don't know is a big part of what we do is education.
Panama City's Coast Guard Executive Petty Officer Thomas Simons says people should know before they go out on the water.
And in my career, most of the situations we're out there trying to save people for were preventable reasons.
The Coast Guard says it actively engages with boaters to ensure they have essential life-saving equipment.
So we like to take this time to stop, slow down, and try to teach people what to do to check your boat.
Being out on the water can be a lot of fun, but if you're not properly prepared, it can also be very dangerous. Having items like life jackets, flares, and fire extinguishers are needed to ensure boater safety. And if you don't have required items readily available,
it would be an automatic fail and a termination, so we would send you back to your dock with a violation.
Showing the importance of being safe and equipped to be able to enjoy being offshore the right way. In Panama City Beach, Talor Maree, News Channel 7. The month of September is dedicated to suicide prevention. Monday, Troyper troops partnered with the Alabama Veteran Affairs in the Operation We Remember. The initiative honors the 152 Alabama veterans that lost their lives in 2021 to suicide. American flags symbolizing those lives were placed on the main quad in front of Lewis Hall. Troy Director of Military and Veteran Affairs and veteran Scott Brumbelow says it sheds light on the health issue many face in the military.
We not only want to honor them for their service and also for their life that was lost to us, but we also want to call attention to this tragic health concern that's particularly great amongst the military populations.
It's well known by many people what those in the military endure while serving our country. The rates of those succumbing to suicide also seem to have increased, according to Brumbelow.
Yeah, the rate does seem to be higher for those getting out of the military.
For active duty members,
it is substantial as well for those who are currently serving.
Not only is the initiative we remember to honor the lives lost, it also highlights warning signs for others to look out for.
And that could include those withdrawing from friends and family, those who are suffering from anxiety, depression, quickly prone to anger, or any of those similar signs.
Troy for Troops, along with other military branches, say they're in this together, and being mindful of warning signs could potentially save a life.
If you see something, say something. Even a simple conversation can help alleviate some concerning thoughts or behaviors and can help get someone onto the right path.
If you or anyone you know is suffering, you can call the Veterans Free and Confidential Crisis Line for support. Talor Maree, Troy, Trojan Vision News. Many people love to take time and enjoy the outdoors on their bikes or simply by walking. The Panama City Beach City Council recently approved the construction of another leg of Gales Trails, 1.5 miles from the Breakfast Point subdivision to just east of Clara Avenue.
We're really excited about it. As you know, this project has taken us quite a while to get off the ground.
City Council member Michael Jarman says all parties involved in the project are finally on the same page.
And finally we were able to work with everybody, get everybody on the same page, and get the ball rolling in the right direction.
After this leg of the trail is complete, Jarman says they will continue moving east to connect the trail on the Philip Griffiths Parkway. He says the trail will eventually make its way to Walton County. Visitors from out of town are also taking advantage of the trail section at Frank Brown Park. One family from Indiana says it's a great way to be interactive with others on the trail and local businesses nearby.
You can stop and get off at restaurants and things like that. And we've come down and we were looking for a place just to ride, but we've encountered probably a half a dozen other bikers today, and everybody just waves and smiles and so friendly, and it's just great to be able to go from one end to the other.
Jarman says it's also great for families to enjoy being together without cranking up their vehicles.
It offers our residents and visitors another means of transportation, a trail system that they can take from one end of the beach to the other. They don't have to get in their cars, they can ride their bikes, really enjoy outside time with family members.
Being present with one another, but also with everything Panama City Beach has to offer. In Bay County, Talor Maree, News Channel 7.